Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Post 20 podcast. You are now listening to episode 79 of the show, almost at that 80 episode mark. I'm joined, as always, this evening by my faithful co host, Matt. What's going on this week, brother?
Just another weekly postman jobs and issues and that. Just dealing with people. You know how it is.
Yeah, same shit, different day, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've been rained out at work a couple times myself this week. Went in today, literally didn't help a single person. There was no one on the beach. I just sat there and did nothing. So, collecting the check, cashing the
There
check.
you go.
That's it.
There you go.
Yeah. Um, but we got some stuff to talk about. We're at the end of the Premier League season now. It has concluded. We got about a week before the Euro media cycle starts to get into full swing. So waiting on that, obviously, and then the show's gonna for about a month, however long the Euro is. It's about a month, I think.
Yeah.
We will switch into Euro mode, and that'll be a bulk of what we're talking about. But in the meantime, we have a couple episodes. This episode, maybe one more, where we're gonna switch it up, go back to some of the old stuff we used to do. Looks like tier list. That's what we're gonna do this episode. We have a bar food
Mm.
tier list we're gonna do. Very passionate about bar food. Love it.
Yeah.
But it the first thing we wanted to do was talk about our Premier League awards. So I'm gonna let Matt introduce that and give you the categories before we get into that.
Yeah. So since last week's episode, if you guys haven't listened to it already, go check it out. It was our season recap of the 2021 Premier League season, rounded out around 2 hours. So we just postponed this section into the following week to start it off for everybody. So we have 6 categories here. Starting off, we have Player of the Year. Then we're going to get into Manager of the Year, Best Young Player, Best Transfer, Worst Transfer, and then we'll wrap it up with Goal of the Year. And then we're gonna transition into the tier list. So start off with the big award, I guess, the Player of the Year. So Evan, who would you say is your Player of the Year winner for in the Premier League for this season?
Player of the year for me, I'd have to give it to Mason Mount. I think he was the heart and soul of that Chelsea team. I think a picture of budding youth, resilience, and obviously immense skill. And I think I just don't think I could give it to anybody else and feel like for the entire season that player performed and gave everything he had. And I think for young players, especially in a Chelsea team that finished in those top spots and that won the Champions League.
Mhm.
But we can't really count the Champions League in a conversation about the just the Prem. But
Right.
Mason Mount gave all every week. Great stats, a lot of goals, a lot of assists, but not just the stats. It's just the control he had in the midfield. Being a player of such a young age, I find it remarkable that he was able to not only command respect from those older teammates, a lot of them veterans around him,
Yeah.
but also maintain really, it seemed like really friendly and solid relationships with those players, and I think that's important moving forward. So it was nice to see him step into that midfield commander role at a young age, and I think he gave everything he had to Chelsea. So for me, it's Mason Mount.
Yeah, that's a solid shout. I had him in one of my future categories, but for me, Player of the Year, originally I had Harry Kane in there because of the goals, led the lead in goals, led in assists whenever he was in the game. He was a major influence on the team and the opponents. So you always had to remember where he was on the field. But after what you said with Mount and his involvement with the team and what he did for them, I'm gonna give it to Bruno
Yeah, I
Fernandes for
think that's
United because what he did for that team since he came in last winter, winter 2020, from Sporting Lisbon, he just took over the locker room with his mentality of wanting to win everything possible at all costs and no matter the stakes. And he just scores tons of goals, lots of assists. He's a great player to watch creatively. and I think he, for the most part, um, what's the word I'm looking for? He got United to that second place position this year. I
Yeah.
think he had a large part in where they finished. So um, I could say a couple other things, but I think that pretty much sums up for me why he is the player of the year.
All right. I think that's totally fair. If you look at it, like statistically, Bruno provided something that not many other players, let alone midfielders, um, provided, and he's certainly the reason that they finished where they did. They were
Hmm.
lost before he came in for sure.
Yeah, he gave them an identity. So
Hmm.
moving on, manager of the year. I guess I'll start off. I'm going to give it to Pep Guardiola for Manchester City. Going on a 19 unbeaten streak in the Premier League is almost impossible in the current game. We said that in past shows. Just his tactics and when he doesn't overthink things like he did in the Champions League. I don't know why he didn't start a holding midfielder in there, whether it was Rodri or Fernandinho.
Yeah.
But in the Premier League, though, they had their shit together. Whenever somebody was in form, everybody around them supported them, and when they dropped off, somebody else picked up the slack. And that's just through Pep's tactics and his managerial skills and the staff behind him. So it's hard to really think of anybody else to give this award to. But yeah, I think those are a few reasons why Pep gets my vote.
All right. I think that's a fair shout. Between for me, it was between two managers, right? It was between um David Moyes and Bielsa. So
Yeah.
I kind of really struggled with this one. I wound up settling with Bielsa, and it's a challenging thing because I feel that I know a part of David Moyes' career that I think he will eventually return to. I don't think that he is going to be a coach that's there for this, budding West Ham. I don't want to say stretch of dominance, but if you compare it to the club's history right now, like this season, they were dominant compared to what they're usually worth. And I just don't see that happening. And he was great this season, but I think considering all of that, I want to opt to give it to Bielsa because I think Bielsa has done not only a lot in the championship to bring them up, but he did so much this year. Oh, you've gone freezy. Are you there?
Yeah, I dropped my phone.
Oh, okay.
I'm adjusting.
Okay, no problem. I just wanted to
There we
make
go.
sure I didn't lose you. Um, if you consider what he did last year and then the form and the intensity that he was able to bring to this lead side this season, I just think it would be remiss to not include him in this conversation. Now, of course, we have to consider the fact that Pep, managed to make sure those guys won 21 or 22 straight games, right? They went unbeaten in like 25. It was unreal. It's unlike something I've seen in a very long time. And of course, that's, Pep's going to be the answer for most people, I think, and I think that's fair. Um, but I like to root for the underdog, and I think Bielsa played the underdog all season, and he was consistent. The man doesn't speak a fucking lick of English. He somehow has managed to get these players from all over the place. I mean, they have players from all over, all different ages, all different leagues, and they scrapped it together, and he made sure that they played like a cohesive unit, defended as a unit, and attacked as a unit all season long. And I know their defense was piss poor at the very beginning, but they really he really shored it up for them, and that's certainly partially because of the players, but um, I think they have to thank Bielsa for that as well because a strong leader on the sideline is always going to translate to a stronger core on the pitch, and I think that everyone has to thank him for that. And leading Leeds, who haven't been in the league since '94, to a 10th place finish in such an absolutely wild season with wacky fixtures and wacky rules and whatever the fuck
Yeah,
else was going
but
on.
they finished ninth, I
Oh,
think,
was
right
it?
above
Okay. So,
above Everton.
oh yeah, Everton finished 10th. So ninth, right below Arsenal, right above Everton.
Yeah.
Even better. I mean, really fantastic achievement. Congratulations to Bielsa and Leeds. I hope to see them stay up. and that's the reason why he wins for me.
Yeah, definitely those two guys you mentioned, Pep, and then you could say Tuchel, but that's kind of
Yeah,
like
yeah,
he was only
he's
there half the season.
yeah, but I think he had a fantastic. I mean, he changed the way Chelsea were playing for sure.
I think
Um,
they only conceded 3 or 4 goals in the league with him there.
that's
Like
unreal.
maybe a little bit more,
Well,
but
no,
because
because
the
of the
West
West
Brom
Brom thing.
incident, yeah, the West, but they didn't. They conceded under 10, I think, at the time he was there, which is nice.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, those are good shouts for all those guys. All right, moving on. Best young player, who would be your winner in this category, Evan?
I mean, I hate to double dip, so I'm not going to. It's really hard for me because if I say Saka, I'm a homer.
Right.
But if I say Mount, then I've already double dipped. But
Well, I'll tell you up front. Like Mount was my guy here. That's why I took him.
how can you not give it to him?
Yeah.
I think he was the most valuable player in general, but I also think he was the best young player. I don't. I've already explained why I think he was amazing. So I don't think I'm going to go in depth here. I'll be interested to hear some of the nuances of what you have to say. But yeah, it's got to be Mount for for me, and then Saka is second, I guess, and Foden third. Foden didn't get to see a lot of time this year.
Yeah, true. I guess just so not to double down on Mount, I think if you want to think Phil Foden, I think he's totally up there.
Yeah, for
Uh,
sure.
he's only 20 years old. Yeah, remember, I think Mount's 22.
Hmm.
Phil Foden's only 20 years old, and I think Pep has come out and said, or I don't somebody else like they has never started coaching somebody at this age with this much talent, like since
Hmm.
Messi or something like that. But just the how he is on the ball creatively, he's confident going forward.
Just decisive.
He he's willing to take chances and shoot the ball, like how some players kind of get in these situations and don't want to mess it up because if they do, they might think in the back of their mind, well, the manager's losing support in me. I'm losing the trust of my teammates, so I'm not going to get the ball as much. Where with him, he's so confident in that system to where he's going to get at least 3 to 4 opportunities a game, especially with how Pep sets up that team, moving the ball, tiki taka around, and always going for drag backs just to make it simple for the team. But there, he did score a couple worldies this
Hmm.
season, and he locked it up with the boys. So I mean, he's obviously another guy you can talk about. But yeah, Mason Mount would have to be it for me.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think we're pretty much in agreement there.
Okay, moving on. You could go with a couple different guys here, I think. Best transfer from the past season. Who would you say it is?
That's kind of a tough one for me. Go ahead with yours first.
I think mine's pretty simple. I went with Ruben Diaz, still going off of the Man City one. This is one that a lot of people said because of the structure and balance he gave to that back line because Man City's been looking for a dominant center back since Vincent Company left. A leader, a born leader, leader of men. Um, that's what Company did for the longest time there, and they've been struggling to find people. Stones was inconsistent with his form. Laporte was deemed that guy previously, but he just couldn't get it going. I mean, back in the day, you used to have like D. Michaelis in there,
Yeah,
like some oldie. Who
Zabaleta.
else? Yeah, you had him at a fullback.
Mm-hmm.
Otamendi was the
Mm-hmm.
other one. Like there was never really somebody that you could see first on the team sheet there. No, he's gonna lead. Ruben Diaz did that, and I mean they held so many clean sheets. Obviously, he was aggressive in the box defensively and attacking. He scored I think 1 or 2 goals. I think one we saw live when they played Fulham or somebody. The whipped in ball from De Bruyne, back post headers, clean, just those little moments and always encouraging his teammates to do more and to keep pressing on and never take your foot off the pedal. So I think those are key reasons why he would be deemed a solid transfer.
Yeah, I think that's totally fair. I think for me, it's Jota. I don't really think there's any other way for me to make sense of it. I was struggling between him and a few other players. But then I thought like James was in conversation, but he had an awful second half, like
Right.
awful second half. Obviously Diaz is a good shout. Mendy, Chelsea goalkeeper, that's a huge one for me too.
True. That's true.
Kind of like I think undersold. He was unbelievable when he got transferred in. It was such a change from Kepa, who was just awful.
He's
Reg-
also like 5 inches taller than him.
that's fair. Region, obviously another one. He was great, but didn't really translate in terms of where Spurs
Could say
um,
Cavani.
finished. Cavani was good too, but I don't think. I don't even think it was close. Jota within the first like I don't know 5 or 6 weeks of the season, and then the first couple matches in the Premier League campaign had like 6 goals, and
Yeah.
he was the one when he came back from injury to bring Liverpool out of the depths. And I think when he came back, Liverpool turned their season around. Right after that game against Fulham, it was Jota. It was the Jota show. He made
Mhm.
everybody around him play better. He was sharp. Klopp pepped up. And I just think like I don't even think you can consider anybody else, especially because he was a deadline day signing, and
True.
he was 41 million. That's all I paid
Mm.
for him. That's a
Yep.
fucking that's a ransom. Like it's nothing. They
It's a
stole him.
bargain.
So that it's Jota for me, and I think a lot of people would probably agree with that too.
Yeah, that's solid. All right. Opposite end of the spectrum. Your worst transfer made this season.
Go ahead, you go first again.
My this one mainly is for the. It's not based off his performance, but more on the club with the value they got him at and the usage. I'd say Van de Beek for United.
Yeah, that was mine as well.
Yeah, so like
He didn't play.
44 million pounds, highly rated Ajax player, on the likes of De Ligt and De Jong. Those boys getting moves to Juventus and Barcelona respectively the previous year. He played with those guys in the Champions League semifinal against Spurs. He had a lot of experience, a lot of high praise. Van der Sar, really enjoyed watching him play and really wanted to see him do well at the club, and just was never given the opportunity to get in there. And I think that has to do with um, poor timing with how Bruno turned out.
Fair.
Such a key influence on the team, attacking wise mainly, and just creatively involving all these players, and then having to almost force Paul Pogba into the team because of his wages and his status at the club. If he's not playing, it's going to be always in the media. Why isn't Pogba playing? So he has to get in the team, and then they always need coverage as a defensive midfielder, which I don't think he is a full blown defensive midfielder like the likes of Fred and Matic. So he'd have to split that with Pogba in there or whoever. But it just was never made out to fit him into the system, and that's always something at big clubs. That's always something that happens at big clubs. Like obviously Chelsea has that same situation with players constantly getting rotated in and out, just having to equal time. I mean, there's rumors going around that Pulisic is potentially going to leave the club. So I don't know. I don't know. There's going to be a lot of movement this summer, which I'm excited about because Chelsea, for the longest time, has had so many players on the books just to have, and it's frustrating because there's so much money to be made. And now with Harry Kane being up on the market, other players that we need in key positions, mainly at center back, to replace Thiago Silva after next season. So I mean, these clubs need to spend their money more wisely. So yeah, I think that's why Van de Beek for me would be a poor signing.
Yeah. It was between him and Willian for me.
Yeah.
I mean, Willian didn't play. He got 2 assists in the first game of the season and then disappeared for literally like 30
For the
weeks.
last week.
Like 30 weeks until last week where he had a goal, just a goal, not even a goal and an assist, I don't think.
Mhm.
So like just absolutely awful. Earlier on in the season, um it might have been Ryan Brewster. That's another good one because
Yeah,
he just
he's
didn't
up
like they didn't
for
get
the
anything
for
out
the
of him.
value for $30 million going to a relegation battle team and scoring no goals
It's terrible.
is bottom line terrible.
Yeah, especially playing against other bottom, like you're playing against other teams that are at the very bottom of the barrel. You would have thought that he did something, but he did absolutely nothing.
Hmm.
Um, Willian, this is a stat from January. Um, Willian netted 1.3 shots per 90 minutes in the first like 15 or 16 weeks of the campaign. So that's awful. He wasn't even getting like in and around the net, and
Yeah.
he was eventually dropped pretty much from the team. He wasn't really playing. He was just playing in Europe.
Hmm.
Um and he just like sucked, and he was awful and
Yeah.
old and didn't do anything for us, and we paid him way too much. As it was a free, but like the transfer, or not the transfer, the wages that we pay him is like an obscene number. He's
Yeah.
making way too much, and now they're going to retain him. So for me, it's Willian. I didn't really think anything of the signing when it happened. I didn't think it would be important.
Right.
But I was like, maybe he'll help. Like we have Martinelli, who's a young Brazilian player who plays out on the wing. Like it might kind of help him. But I think Martinelli is literally better than Willian already. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It was just kind of whack, and that's my worst transfer of the season.
Yeah. I think another one you could say is Ivanovic to West Brom. Literally played 2 weeks and then we never saw him again.
He was on West Brom.
Exactly.
Brain slave.
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't know that.
They brought him. Big Sam brought him in for like 2 weeks and then we never saw him again.
I
All
figured he
right.
would have played under Slavin because they're boys.
True. That's true. It might have been when he came.
Yeah.
But moving on, last category here. Goal of the year. Do you want to start or do you want me?
Well, we just talked about this a couple weeks ago. Mine is the Allison header, for
Yeah.
sure. It's my goal of the year. It was a game winner. It was an absolutely unreal goal. Goalkeeper scoring after having a kind of tough year when we look at his performance in the past, and obviously losing his father. That was an absolutely electric goal. Had a lot of emotional meaning, and it was in the final week. So that's definitely it for me.
Yeah. I made like a big short list out here. I had 8 on here.
Jesus.
Uh, we had the Reece James goal against Brighton in September. I think he was 30 out. Just it was a winding outwards off the right foot top corner. We had the Haller bicycle kick against Palace. Can't
Yeah.
forget that. Fierce. My man got the move to Ajax afterwards.
True.
And then I had 2 goals against Arsenal. Unfortunately, we had the Moutinho goal. I think in February or January. Had a Ruben Neves like screamer from 20 out, and then the Lamella Rabona against Arsenal
Yeah, it
through the
was dog
legs.
shit though. Meaningless, isn't it? Yeah.
What made it was Reguilon's reaction afterwards. His hands on his head. He's like, I can't believe he just did that.
True. That was
Uh,
pretty good.
the Fernan Torres and the last 3 here, we had Fernan Torres against Newcastle, the heel flick, Allison header, of course, and then Cavani in the last week against Fulham, chip over the top.
Yeah, that was pretty good too.
But my winner was Manuel Lanzini against Spurs, 96 minute to complete the comeback against Spurs. They were down 3-0, and with this goal, they equalized it 3-3. It was a header cleared out of the box off a corner. It just bounced perfectly to him, about 22 out. Just a outside the foot spinner away from Lloris, top corner, bar down. The meaning of it just like the Allison goal was absolutely insane. It gave me goosebumps every time I watch
Yeah.
it.
Those are the goals they want to pick for this for sure.
Yeah. So, all right, that completes all of our season
Yep.
rewards. Season. I'm thinking of fucking foot champs and
I
shit.
know. Pain,
I don't even know
agony.
why. I haven't played that game in fucking 8-9 months. But those are the season awards here for the Premier League 2021 season. Have to wait until next year for the next season. So hopefully they're better. But moving on to the second portion of our episode here today, episode 79, is our bar food tier list. Okay,
Yeah.
so I think we have a total of 18 items here. There might be some overlapping ones, just different varieties of the item. But we're gonna run through this probably half hour ish,
Yep.
and then conclude the show. So I guess the first item here. Oh, the tier list we have set up is S, A, B, C, and D.
Yep.
So we have five ranges. So the first one we have are sliders, little burger sliders. I guess you can interpret them because like sometimes people do like chicken sliders and stuff too, right?
Yeah. Should we just do sliders in general, or should we do burger sliders? Because I think that's what this is.
Yeah, I guess we'll just go based off what the image is.
Cool.
So we'll go off burger sliders. So I haven't seen a lot of places serve sliders like this out here.
That's
I mean,
because
maybe
they're
it's just
mid, dude. They're mid.
yeah. Hmm.
They're like a strong B for me. I'm not ordering sliders. If I want a burger, I'm going to order an actual burger, in my opinion.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna base this based off of what would I order if I was actually at the bar just chilling, not wanting a full meal, but just
Yeah.
like something to munch on. So yeah, I definitely put this at. I would put this at a C.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's probably a C for me as well.
Maybe it's like a. I would get it more as a group item. You like split six with somebody because you don't want to eat too much
Yeah.
if you're going out and whatnot. So we're both agreeing on a C here.
Yeah, I think C is honestly like mega fair. That's even being a little generous because every slider I've ever had, besides like a really quality buffalo chicken
Hmm.
slider, is absolute
Yeah,
ass. So we're gonna
yeah.
get a
Most
C.
of the times they're pretty dry.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so the next one we have is just regular old French fries. Now these do look like my favorite variety of fries, the double battered, really crunchy ones.
Mm.
They are the absolute best for me. These are S tier in my opinion.
Oh,
There nothing beats a fry because
true.
you can get there's always a side of cheese. You can always get some queso or something like that. I include that. I know that's not in the picture, but come on, you're not just eating fries straight up. You're gonna dip them in
Yeah.
something. A,
Hmm.
a fry with salt and ketchup, really not much hits like that, in my opinion. One of them or two of them always gonna absolutely change your night. If you're
Mm.
hammered, you've had too much, you need to bounce back. You're eating some greasy fries. That's going to give you the power you need
Yeah.
to bounce back, in my opinion. That's always how it's been for me. So a double battered fry, that's a strong S.
Yeah. I definitely agree with your what everything you said, but I'm gonna put them in a safe A. I definitely
That's
agree.
fair.
There's maybe you can't put it below an A because, like you said, the how versatile the fries are. There's so many things you can have it with,
Yeah.
dip wise or whatnot. So yeah, safe A for me.
All right. Next thing we have is it looks like boneless wings. So I don't see regular wings on this. Do these look boneless to you?
They look like little bite ones.
Yeah, they
Like,
look like the boneless buffalo bites. And if that's the case, they're going in A because I love a boneless wing. I know there's conversation about, are you a pussy if you eat boneless wings versus bone in wings? I'm not
ooh.
here for that. I'm not here to talk about that.
Hmm.
All I'm saying is I would put a regular wing in an A tier. I'll put a boneless wing in an A tier. It depends on the night. Sometimes I'll go out, I want a boneless wing because I don't want to work. I just want to put the fork in it, put it in my mouth, move on to the next one, do the same thing. With a wing, I got to be cognizant of what I'm wearing. I'm not eating wings if I'm drinking because
Yeah.
that's just going to be a fucking disaster.
Yeah.
There's going to be shit everywhere. I'm not dealing with that. And it's work. And I'm never full. I got to eat like 40 wings to be full because you're not
Yeah.
getting a ton of meat. Like you're just not, no matter how big the wing is. So I am a boneless guy for the record. Fuck you if you actually care. And they're an A for me.
Yeah, like you said, the spicy thing isn't for me. Like when I'm going out, I'm definitely not gonna order wings. But I
No, dude.
respect wings
Yeah,
in general. Like
for
if
sure.
I had to, I'd get them. But just like with the mess and that, I'd put them at a safe B, considering what we're saying, like a night out kind of bar food thing.
Yeah. Okay. The next one, I'll let you introduce this. I don't even know why this is on here.
A quesadilla was
That's not a bar food, dude.
it's something I don't know. It's like they'll give you two of them, three of them. It's like something real quick and simple, and like out of all these things, it can be the most to digest if you think
Yeah,
about it,
for
depending on
sure.
what kind of quesadilla you get, whether it's like a chicken and cheese, or like if you load that shit up with a bunch of other things.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna put it in an A. I love a good quesadilla.
Wow.
If you start at the beginning of the night, if you're this is when I would order it. I'd order it like 6, 7 o'clock. If you go to like a bar with a couple of your friends, one or two, just to hang out, like get a little munch in before you go back and pregame or something.
Yeah.
Because you give yourself some time to digest. That would be the only time I eat this. I would not eat this if I'm at like say 8:30, 9 o'clock, where the kitchen's getting close to winding down and
Right.
like it's kind of getting to the beginning of the night. So if that was the case, I'd put that at a C. But with what I'm saying in mind, it's like 6, 7 o'clock. I put that shit in A with the fries.
Wow, I think that's interesting. I'm actually gonna put a quesadilla as a bar food. Like I'm never eating this when I'm drinking. That's gonna be
Yeah,
a hard C for me. It's with the sliders.
yeah,
I think they're
yeah.
too mealy for me. I'm just
That's
not.
true.
I'm not down. I'm not down with that. I love a quesadilla. Like, don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. I'm a quesadilla fan. I love them. I make them at home all the time. A barbecue chicken quesadilla. I mean, absolutely fucking unreal. Um, but for bar food, the bars don't really do it right. Like it's usually mid when they make them because there's just not enough flavor. So for me, I'm gonna take it to C. Um, unless Guy Fieri's cooking it, then it would go up. But that's
Yeah,
unfortunately not always the truth.
yeah. Not everybody lives in Las Vegas.
True. Not everyone lives in Flavor Town.
Oh, true. I'd love to be there right now.
Me too. All right.
What we got? We got mozzarella sticks next.
Now it's important to
This one's tough for me.
so. Oh, for me it's easy. It's important to denote the difference between these mozzarella sticks and the ones we have later in the list. These,
True.
I believe, are superior. They are a smoother coating. It's more of a batter than a breadcrumb coating. These are the superior mozzarella stick, in my opinion. I love a deep fried, battered mozzarella stick. The cheese pull is always immaculate. It's longer. The cheese is usually more, I don't want to say, it's almost more liquidy. If you get a good, strong marinara with this, a sweet marinara with a battered one, it's going to absolutely smack. And if you're drunk, it's just going to, that batter is going to just soak up all the beer and it's going to make you feel so much better and give you the power to keep on going. For me, this is a superior mozzarella stick. It is something I will order. If I see a battered mozzarella stick out and about when I walk into a place, I'm going to fucking order them. I don't even care if I eat them. I'm going to order them. They are S tier for me.
Damn. I originally, during that speech, I had him in a B, but with all the descriptions and what you were going on, I moved him up to A. And with respect, I'm going to move the normal fries up to S.
Interesting. Very
Yeah,
nice.
I'm going to rotate there. Yeah. The image definitely looks better. Like the coating, like you said, is definitely so much better when it's smooth.
For sure.
The crummy gets messy and like it's on your fingers a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was debating the B because of the cheesiness. Like if you have too many of them, it kind of messes up your stomach a
That
little
can
bit.
fuck
But
you up for sure.
yeah, that was why I was considering the B. But with the flavor and everything, I have it level with the quesadilla. Like they're right on the same page in my mind. I would honestly put the mozzarella sticks ahead of the quesadilla a little bit on
Okay.
the A level. So that's how I would say.
Very nice. I think that's fair. The next one we have are steak fries. I'm gonna let you go first here. This one I'm having a tough time with because sometimes I really rock with steak fries.
As a bar food, or let me start off like this: with a meal, if you're there to eat fully,
Yeah.
there's no drinking whatsoever. I'd have this at an AS.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
considering bar food, it's quick, it needs to be snappy. I'm just looking to eat something really fast, not worry about the flavor too much. I'd put steak fries at a C
I think I'm with you.
because I don't know too many places that serve steak fries for bar food.
Yeah, I don't either.
But I'd love steak fries. They're fucking dope. Like I'll have them for special occasions. I don't eat them just every day.
Yeah.
Because they have to have some sort of meaning. But because the ones in the picture are fucking amazing.
They have to have an ascribed meaning. They do look good. But the thing about a steak fry for me is, like you said, they're hearty, right? They're way more hearty than a regular like
Yeah.
shoestring fry. It could take 2 to 3 bites to finish a steak fry.
Oh,
And
that's true.
that's too much. A regular fry, 1 to 2. I will shove that fucker. Like, I will bend and break that
Multiple.
fucker.
You can put multiple in there.
Yeah, and especially if I've had a couple drinks. I mean, that I'm just gonna shove them into my mouth and swallow them. I'm not even gonna chew them. But that clip could be taken out of context. Nobody clip it, please. But the steak fries, it's a heartier fry. It's a more complete side, and
Right.
I think there's something to be said for them. They certainly have a place in the fry food chain, and alongside a filet mignon, get the fuck out of here. It's amazing, especially if you got like a béarnaise sauce or something better, like that. But I think for a bar food, I have to agree that they're gonna go in a C. Now these next bastards, I mean, these are fucking diabolical in my opinion.
Oh,
They are the absolute most heinous, awful fucking bar food that you could ever go out and order. A fat onion ring. Get a grip, dude. They're always cold on the inside. It's always fat as hell. It's always sliding out of the breading. So then you just have a piece of onion and then breading. Well, for me, I just want to eat the breading. I don't give a fuck about the onion. And I just have never eaten one of these big, large, crispy onion rings and been like, damn, they're fire. Never, not one time. So they're actually D tier. If there was a Z tier, that's where they would be.
wow.
Yeah.
I don't know how our friendship's gonna last.
Sorry, I know. I'm pretty sure Zach likes them too. I know you guys rock with them.
Now, like when I'm looking at this, I'm not thinking just like gigantic ones. Like I enjoy like little ones more. Like they're on the level of French fries. Like you can just throw them right in.
Yeah, they're fire, dude. I like them. They get a B for me, but not these fat bastards. No way.
I'm not considering just the fat ones. I enjoy the fat ones. I don't really care. I mean, obviously, like you said, they're not always cooked to perfection. That's just like everything else.
They're
On
they're
this
hard
category.
though to cook, I think.
Yeah, they are, but they're right on S tier with me with the fries.
Okay, that's we're polar
opposites
opposites
there.
there, but that's gonna happen with a good tier list. The next one we have, it looks like tortilla chips with like some sort of salsa. Now, I have to ask you a question here. Is it fair to consider the fact that you may also have queso with these chips?
You can interchange that with that if you want. That's fine.
Okay, it's S tier if you have queso.
Mm.
Actually, no, it's A tier if you have queso. There was this place out in Pittsburgh, right? When my girlfriend used to live out there. She went to school out there. For those of you that don't know, there's a place called Condado, right? It's this Mexican place. It's like a build your own taco place. They had the most unreal queso blanco I have ever had anywhere, and they would put this poblano chili powder on top, and they had homemade deep fried chips that they made in the back. It's I still think about it to this day. On many occasions, I have been like, I really need to go back out to Pittsburgh just for this restaurant. That's the only reason I'd want to go. It's so fucking good. A good chip and a good queso can be actually just enough to eat like for dinner. It's that good. So for me, it's got to be A. But we have to consider the fact that most restaurants aren't going to do it that well, right? And I don't like a chunky queso either, but a good chip and a good batch of queso, oh man, it's so good. It's going to be an A for me.
Might have to do a 1-bite challenge with tortilla chips and salsa and shit.
Yeah, fucking love it.
Just go around. I'm going middle of the road here, B.
Okay.
Wouldn't be the first thing I ordered. Wouldn't be the last. Like you said, when you're eating bar food, like you don't want to eat too much if you're going out. So like when I get these chips, I want to eat every single fucking one of them, and my stomach's gonna get fucked, especially whether it's queso or the salsa. I'm gonna be screwed for the night because I'm gonna yak up some fucking red shit later. It's gonna be disgusting.
True, that would be not big at all.
So I love chips and salsa or chips and queso. The problem is I just eat them all, and I gotta take it easy. My self control isn't there.
I feel you. I think that's totally fair. All right. Now, what are these next things? Because they look like
curly fries.
They could be curly fries. They could be like some nasty sweet potato. They might be sweet potato fries, dude. I think they are. I think they are. Look how orange and putrid they are.
Well, they're going D tier for me.
They're
Fuck
a
that.
D tier, dude. Fuck a sweet potato. All my
No,
homies hate sweet potatoes. All of them.
never.
You don't rock with them at all. Why? Why is
No,
that? I just think they're dog shit.
I just hate the sweet flavor. When I'm eating fries, I don't want a sweet flavor.
You
I
want
want it to be
salt.
salty. I want it salty. A lot of, I don't know, just the salty taste. Like when I'm thinking sweet, I'm thinking like candy or like something different. Like I don't want my fries to be sweet.
I agree. That's a dessert fry, and what the fuck does that exist for? That's a D. Strong D.
Yeah.
Next one is macaroni and cheese bites. Now, I'll be honest here. Don't have these a lot. Don't see them a
No.
lot. Don't come in contact with them hardly ever at any bars that I frequent or even have just gone to once. I don't see them
Looks
hardly
pretty
ever.
good.
They look absolutely fire. And I'm sure if you dipped them in like, some barbecue sauce or something like that, like they would smack.
Oh,
And
fuck.
I mean, I've only had them a couple times. They've been good when I've had them. Nothing to write home about usually because they're usually just like frozen. But I feel like a homemade one would probably fucking smack.
Mm.
I'm gonna go with B though. I think they're very average. They're not worthy of a C. They're a good B.
Yeah, like you said, I've never seen these around really, and like the way it's set up, it looks good. Some you
Yeah,
split with, or maybe when they bring them to you, you get 3 or 4 of them, so it's not
yeah,
too much.
yeah,
It's kind of the same thing with the mozzarella sticks. The first ones we said, like I don't want it too cheesy because my stomach's gonna get all messed up. So originally had them B, but I dropped them down to C because I'm just not too sure about it.
yeah. All right, that's fine. Okay. Next thing we have is fried pickles. I hate pickles, bro. Hate them. Absolutely hate them. So for me, they're both D. I just don't fuck with them at all. I don't like the way
Really?
pickles taste. No, I don't like the texture of them. And I think frying them is an abomination to fried food. Um, I'm really picky and I just don't rock with these at all. So both fried pickles, both the sticks, the spears, and the discs are going in D for dog shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the sticks at a B and the discs at a C.
Okay.
Same reasons with the discs. With as like the chips, I'd eat them all.
Yeah.
With the sticks, they give you a limited amount, so you can't go overboard. And they price them so high, it's like I'm not gonna order
Yeah,
more
they're out of control with the pricing too, always.
for all of these even.
Yeah, I know, but
Like,
like especially for fried pickles.
yeah, that's very true. It's like some sort of like exclusive, unique item when it's not. It's a fucking pickle
It's just a
put in the
dumb
deep fryer.
pickle. Yeah, fuck it.
But yeah, B and C for me, sticks and discs.
All right. So next thing we have is jalapeno poppers. Now, I like a jalapeno cheese. Like I like the jalapenos like diced up really fine in there, and then I actually think they're amazing. But if they're like full jalapenos, which I know some people actually prefer, I don't really fuck with them. That being said, I'm gonna assume that it's a nice one, the kind that I like, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna put it at a B because these look kind of fire, and I'm pretty sure that's what these are. I don't know what the fuck else they could be, so that's a B for me.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had these ever, but
Oh, they're fire.
like the spiciness. I'm sure if I tried them, I'd bump them up a little bit, but just out of respect for not having them ever, I'm gonna put them at a D.
Okay, all right, that's fair. Assume they're trash until otherwise tested. I think that's fair, honestly.
I guess I don't know, man. I mean, they look decent. It's just I just don't want my mouth to be on fire.
Yeah, no, jalapeno is actually like low key kind of mild. I don't know
Mm.
what your feelings on spice are, but like I think they're pretty mild.
I don't
Um,
mind spice. It's just if I'm going out, I don't want like the
asshole fire.
spiciness, and then like I'm having a couple beers, and then somebody gets a fucking like sweet shot, and now I'm like my mind's all over the place.
Yeah, I totally feel that. Okay, next one we have is like potato skinners, I call them, or loaded baked potato skinners, I guess you could call them. It's usually cheese on top of the like kind of hollowed out mashed potato with the really crispy skin, bacon, sour cream, scallions, green onion, whatever you want to call that. And a lot of cheese always. These I like. However, I think tater tots, or loaded fries are a superior version. And I just kind of don't see the need for this overly challenging sort of dish because it's a multi-step process. I've made them myself many times.
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna get a B for me because they do smack, but I'm just not ordering them because typically they are sort of expensive and they're not usually as good as when I do it myself at home when I can, really kind of gauge how much meat or cheese I want on there, which the answer is always a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't think they give you enough at bars usually, so they're just gonna get a B for me.
Yeah, to me, there's a lot of things that can go wrong with these, like you said, portion wise, or something's undercooked or something's wrong there. There's a lot of things in my mind that could go wrong here. And plus, I don't think I'd ever order this in general.
Yeah.
But so I'm gonna put them at a D, especially if I'm at the bar.
All right, cool, fair enough. Next one we have is the Crusty mozzarella sticks. So
Yeah,
we did bring these up earlier. Um, we're both not really fans. But I will say even a bad mozzarella stick is fun. Like it's still good to eat, right? I'm still
gets the
gonna eat
job
them.
done.
Yeah, it gets the job done. The only time I'm not eating one of these is if it's cold, because if it's
Oh
cold, it
yeah.
is actually horrible. Like these are the absolute worst bar food to eat cold. They are horrendous, dude. Like a literal war crime. I would never eat this cold ever, bro. And I love
Mhm.
fried cheese. I'm never eating this cold. With that disclaimer in there, I did say even a bad mozzarella stick is still a mozzarella stick, still good. Feel the same way about pizza, not to the
Mm.
same degree though. These are gonna go in C for me with steak fries because I'm still gonna if they have mozzarella sticks and I know that they're these and I'm really craving it, I'm still gonna order them.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it one tier below the smooth kind. I'm gonna put it at a B,
Okay.
on level with the chips, the stick pickles, and the wings. I'm gonna go right in the middle there.
Okay, fair enough. We're down to our last two here. We have one absolute heater and one absolute dog shit one. I'll let you guys figure out what one it is. The second to last we have is the pretzel bites. Now a salty, warm, oily pretzel bite that has that buttery flavor on it, dipped in a nice beer cheese or a queso. That's top tier. That is an S tier fucking snack. I love
Yeah.
pretzels. Pretzels are very divisive, I find. Some people
Yeah.
hate them, some people love them. I love pretzels of all kinds. Pretzel lives
Hmm.
matter. And
Yeah.
I love when it's dipped in cheese. So for me, I'm going to put it in an S. I just know that they're not going to be near an S for most people, but they matter to me
Yeah, they go like they're very versatile with the dip,
for
with the
sure.
fries and that. Like you said, you could do the cheese, you could do ketchup or whatever else you want. If you're crazy, you put whatever you want on there. They're so
Yeah.
nice, and like you said, you can get them in different sizes, different sizes, different shapes. It's a great food to have, and it's not going to do you too much. And it's got the saltiness there, like the fries. They kind of calm you down a little bit. And I mean, it's kind of going against what I said with the chips. With all those, I'd probably house them all. I couldn't control myself, so I'd have to.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
I'd have to split with a friend just so, out of respect, we evenly have enough. So I'm not going too much,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna put them in an A tier right there. Um, Nice and easy, safe. Definitely would order those if they were on there, and there was nothing else above my list that wasn't.
Okay. Fair enough. The last one we have here, I believe, is spinach dip. Why?
Nah, to the
Literally,
can.
why, dude? Why would I ever order this at a bar? Why would I ever order something that's relatively healthy for you at a bar? I'm out there hammering my liver. If I'm at a bar, I'm out there hammering my liver, trying to get as fucked up as possible. There's no reason ever that I'm going to be like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to eat dairy and spinach before I smash a 40 rack of Miller Lite. There's no part of me that ever wants me that ever wants to order this. It's going in D. It shouldn't even be. Who the fuck orders this shit?
It's just like why? Just why would you ever,
Who
bro? It's like
orders that shit?
I like the salad thing too. Why would you order a fucking salad even?
Oh, just get a grip if you're ordering a salad at a bar. Stop it.
I'm trying to think what other weird ones are like out there that people fucking order. It's like,
Sushi. Some places
uh,
have sushi.
no, really?
Oh my god, hell yeah.
You can't get fish.
Oh, dude, so many places have sushi. Oh, I'll get fish and chips with a brew. Oh my god, that's a goated combo. Beer and fish and chips,
Yeah,
but not like raw fish. Get the fuck out of here with that.
yeah, you get that shit deep fried to the fuck.
Yeah, you have to get like all the coldness off of it. But you're with a D. You're on a D as well for spinach dip.
Yeah, this would finish dead last for me of everything.
Anybody in your house, like, would they order spinach dip when you go out or no? Like, there's
I've,
nobody in
I-
my house that would do
I've,
that.
I've never seen anybody even have it.
It's because you live with reasonable people.
Hmm.
That concludes the tier list, guys. I'm gonna read off mine one final time, and I'll let Matt do the same before we round this out. We'll take pictures and post them on Twitter and Insta as well, so they'll be there if you guys are wondering. But for S, I have crispy shoestring fries, double battered, smooth battered mozzarella sticks. I have pretzel bites and queso, and then at an A, we have boneless buffalo bites, chips and queso. B, macaroni and cheese bites, jalapeno poppers, and loaded baked potato skins. I don't know why I'm talking sensually. There's not really any reason to do so.
Just get me
C,
hungry.
I know. C, we have sliders, quesadillas, steak frites, or however you want to say that, steak fries, and the crunchy mozzarella sticks. People are gonna have to like go and look because they're not gonna know what we're talking about at all,
Right.
dude. We have fat moronic onion rings. We have sweet potato fries. We have pretzel sticks and discs, or not pretzel, pickle sticks and discs, not dicks. And then spinach. That's what I have. Spinach dip. That's what I have in the D tier, the last tier. But yeah, that's me.
Yeah, I kind of kept it conservative at the top. I was like holding back, not putting everything up there. So I only have two in the S. I went with the normal fries. Opposite of Evan here, I went with the onion rings. I wasn't thinking just the big ones, maybe like little ones in that, but regardless, that's what I got. A, we got three. We got the smooth mozzarella sticks, the pretzel bites, and the quesadilla. Can't go wrong with those. B tier, we got the wings, the chips and dip, the pickle sticks, and then the crunchy mozzarella sticks. C, we got the sliders, the steak fries, disc pickles, and then the macaroni bites. And then D, we got the poppers, the loaded potato things, the sweet potato fries, and then the spinach dip. So pretty even there. Put like 4, 4, 4, 3, and 2. Just kind of build it up there. But yeah, that was fun. Kind of got to learn a little bit there. I mean, out of everything there in the end, I'm just extremely hungry now.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'm absolutely fucking starving. I just had a buffalo chicken cheesesteak that I made at home. Well, my dad
Whoa.
made. Absolute fire, of course. Always fire. Thank you, Chris. But yeah, I'm gonna go downstairs and probably eat more because I have no self control. All right.
Yeah, well, you're going to the gym every day, making it up. So,
Yeah, that's true. Going to the gym and playing golf. I burn it right off, but
mhm.
yeah. All right, guys, that's it. Thank you for listening to episode 79. Next week we have episode 80. I don't know what we're going to talk about that yet, but Matt and I'll have a conversation this week and figure that out.
We could probably do
Euro preview.
yeah, because the
Okay.
first games are the Friday after the episode.
Oh yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing next week, 100%. So I'll have to do some studying this week, and we'll
Mhm.
get with you guys next Thursday and give you our Euro preview before the first game starts. Once again, thank you all for watching. We appreciate it. Stay tuned on Twitter and Instagram for the posted tier lists as well as all the other content we work on and do. And that's it really. Thank you, Matt. Anything for you to say?
Nope. Just enjoy your weekends now. No masks at all. Go out, get a drink, get laid, have fun. Yeah, and make sure to listen to our old episodes.
All right. Yeah. Tune in. Some of those are absolute bangers.
Mhm.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week. Take care of yourselves.